Hello, friends, and welcome back to the Omni X-Men. This is a very exciting game we got for you tonight. We're gonna be doing a little Halloween special, a little something different. I hope you're all well prepared. Some costumes, some shenanigans, and I can always call foul if people get out of hand. So let's just take a little look at our first guest here. What is going on?
My name is Tommy fucking Shelby, and I fucking run this town.
Well,
that's right. Part of the Peaky Blinders, John. The fuck are you laughing at?
That's some colorful language you got coming there. Nice to have you on the program, sir. Welcome in. Hope that's that's one of those words that the British word for cigarette is not really a popular one in America so much.
John, I don't pay for suits. My suits are on the house, or the house burns down.
Well, all right. Cheers to you, my good man. And cheers to the chat here tonight and our other guest. We have the Chett Eye Knight himself.
Hello, all. I don't know if I'm in the right place. There's like a mobster sitting in what used to be Justin's seat.
You know, Chet, whiskey's a good proofing water. Tells who's real and who isn't.
Okay. Well, you know what they say, Chet, about challenges. They're a lot like riding a horse. If you're comfortable, you're probably doing it wrong.
I wouldn't take a whiskey challenge, that's for sure.
All right, well, let's see who we got here. Roman in the chat right off the bat. We got my man Perry Comics. Perry, good to see you. I hope you're happy. The mustache is back for a short time and just what you like. Magic Lasso, Ryan, how you doing? He says, hello to Chet the man. And Ms. Ross, as always, why is Cyclops the X-Men leader? Because Professor X made him a supervisor. Very clever.
You know, we count on him for those.
Oh. That's funny.
We got him, Ruben Guzman himself, the White Tiger. Get it. You got Jackson Roy Kirk. He was wondering why a Frisbee looks larger when it gets closer, and then it hits me. Sorry. I read that wrong, but I get it now.
You know, you can change what you do, but you can't change what you want.
I'm going to have to unpack that a little later with you. Let's see. Did we say a little Claiming Comics? Jason, how you doing? Good to see you here. Yeah, there were a couple words that flew around there that I wouldn't say in my household, but hey, let's just make it happen.
Well, you just talked to a guy who said he's going to burn the house down.
Isn't that right? Was not expecting that.
What household?
My man Nickolas in the chat. How are you doing, sir? Good to see you. That is a spider Chet indeed. Spinning webs all through it. That's how he catches those grails. We got Lady No Good. She was ready for this. I think more than anything. I think she just wanted to see the costumes. That's my kind of gal.
Grace, settle down.
JP Budget Collecting and I are doing a Halloween episode of Comic Gories next week, and you're going to see this guy again. So be ready. Let's see. We got Darth Timo. He says, stationed everybody loves the costumes. Well, there you go. Something to make you happy. We got my good pal, Jennifer from Comic Books Will Break Your Heart. Good to see you, my dear. We got to get you on one of these shows. I know you're an X-Men head. You got to join us.
Yeah, Jen. Join me.
John, when you plan something, well, there's no need to rush.
Words of wisdom. We got J Hood Creative. He's joining us next week for issue 136.
Nice.
Jamie, good to see you, sir. We got Stephen M. He said, how can you tell if a vampire is sick? By his coffin. There you go. See, that's a word you can spell two different ways. That's a spelling.
It's true. Stephen's right.
So that's what that was. All right. I guess we got everybody in the chat. Hello to you all. Thank you all for coming. This is the Omni X-Men. This is the show where we break down individual issues of the Chris Claremont X-Men run through the Omnibuy that Justin and I have purchased. We are on issue 135. We are smack dab in the middle of that Dark Phoenix saga. Seeing a dangerous cosmic redhead throwing shenanigans across the Marvel Universe. And there it is in its 9/8 glory, issue 135.
And please don't scoff at me for it not being a yellow label. I'm working on it.
Well, I mean,
Chet, I'm
it's
not
good enough for
usually
me.
okay with someone pulling out the guns, but in this case, I'll let it pass.
I appreciate that, kind sir.
Mine's just a raw dog back here, but that's how we play sometimes.
John, what's your language?
Just a dog, a raw dog. Greyhounds, go Greyhounds. All right, so let's dive into issue 135 with our initial thoughts. Let's give this boy a grade. The Mr. Peaky Blinders there. What's your feel on this issue 135?
My name is Thomas Shelby, but you can call me Tommy.
Right. You know Ted Lasso's an X-Men fan. Greg, come on now. He's got good taste. That's how you know.
I have my boys down by the dock, just so you know.
Sitting on the dock of the bay, are they? They singing some songs or fishing?
All right, damn it. I can't keep this up. JP just says he was. I was like, maybe I'll try to be as committed as possible tonight. But
I mean, I can go as long as you can. I'm just saying.
yeah. I'm like, this is kind of John to begin with. Like, this is like, this is not far off from John. This is not fair.
This is the easiest cost. I mean, I legitimately wear this shirt and sweater.
You can see Justin somewhat going crazy trying to get.
I just had to shave. All I had to do is shave this portion, and
I had this
done.
I have this nice jacket. I'm gonna have to take the jacket off because I'm like sweating right now. So. Give me 1 second.
And we lost him already, but let's get to you, Chett. Nobody else really cares about the rest of this shenanigans here. What did you think of issue 135? Obviously, you read it once back in the day, and now rereading it again. What were your feelings?
I've read this issue a lot of times, and like last issue, it starts off. I guess in the case of 133, excuse me, it started off with a lot of action, took its little break in between, and then at the end, it fired it all up for the next go round. So I'm going to say this book, I mean, from where we left off and what comes that we get to see of Dark Phoenix right out of the gate, it's pretty good stuff. So I would have to say I'm going to give this one a 9.4. Okay. It's a great book. It's a good lead up to whatever is coming next, in terms of the Phoenix. We got a nice 3-book ultimatum, so to speak. At the end of the 137, I mean, we all come to a close, but with this, we get the build up into the Dark Phoenix. So I'd say 9.4.
And Brandon says you're a grown-up Miles Morales, which might be the biggest compliment I've heard tonight.
I'll take it since he's one of my buddies.
All right, Justin, thoughts on 135?
All right, I think that Chett, you are spot on with the 9.4. Is what I was going to give it. I think that this was a really heavy issue altogether in terms of the reveal of just how powerful, Jean actually is with the Phoenix power. So, and the fact that, I mean, I know we'll get into it, but a lot of people die. It got pretty heavy. And of course, like the beginning is, a ton of action, which is great. The team getting their butts kicked by their own team member, essentially. So yeah, I loved it though. Overall, really enjoyed it. The artwork too. I know we'll get into, looking at some of that, but the artwork was just stunning. We get a lot of that outer space type stuff. John, I know you're a big fan of that stuff. So I'll go with the 9.4. You're muted, John.
A lot of great people jumping in the chat. I saw Chaos. I saw Ricky. I saw Morinkin Comics.
I thought I was losing my hearing for a minute.
No, it's all right. No. It's all right. It's probably more of a blessing than a curse. I'm going to go a step ahead, and I will say the last few issues, I've been calling them 9.6s, and you guys have been calling them 9.4s. I'm going to do it again right here, right now. This has some of the best cosmic artwork you're going to find in comics, period. And that just won me over in the end. I could watch pages. I could just read pages of John Byrne having Phoenix fly around and destroy places. I mean, that's really just what I want. And I got that in spades here today.
You know what impressed me about this, actually, before you delve into the space aspect, I was very impressed with like the first few pages in the rain. That I thought that was well depicted. I mean, you could see so much, but we'll get to it, I'm sure.
That's fair. Let's just do that. Then let's dive right in here. Here is that cover, which is definitely one of my favorite covers in the Phoenix cover world.
Can you
Nothing
tell
like
me
it.
what book this emulates?
Is it 56?
Oh,
I
yeah.
believe. There
Yep.
we go.
The homage.
God.
I was ready for that one.
The only difference is this one isn't the X. The X isn't destroyed in the old one, right?
Right.
So this one's better. So
I love
I
it.
like it.
A destroy the trade dress cover is always a lot of fun for me. I feel like there's a lot of shenanigans that can get into with that. Hulk, obviously, some of the best ones are Hulk covers, but this one,
yeah.
this giant Phoenix just crushing the tide, I'm all about it. I want more of that. Justin, what about you?
Yeah, no, totally agree. Love the. I mean, this stands out. This definitely is one of those covers. I think that, from afar, especially, and just seeing the team laid out there, even if you missed the last issue or several issues beforehand. I mean, this is definitely something that is going to capture, I think, anyone's attention to wonder what the heck is going on, and especially if you knew that Jean Grey was part of the team, you'd be wondering. So I love it. Plus, love the green in the background.
Yeah, nice contrast, right? That green-red contrast.
Yep.
Chett, what about you? Any thoughts on this cover?
I'm stuck on 56 because on 56 there were two covers. Neil Adams made one cover, but it had the X-Men sprawled out, all five of them on the X-Men marquee itself. They wouldn't allow that to go to print because it was obstructing the X-Men. So obviously we're years later now, and you can see what she's doing to the X-Men sign. So apparently that's no longer a factor at this point. Otherwise, I would have to assume that the X-Men would still be standing straight up like the Living Monolith had it on 56.
Exactly.
But overall, though, I love this cover. I mean, covers like this, I mean, you get the full picture in one shot. You know who the bad one is, and you know what's going on with the rest of the team. And her face says it all.
Absolutely.
I mean, that is not Jean Grey anymore. So, yeah, I love this cover to death.
Hey, Brandon, thank you for the $1.99 super chat, mostly for Chett, but I respect that. That's why we have him on the show.
Nice.
And I do agree, Jackson Roy Kirk, we do need more of her in space. Let's just do that. Make that happen. Let's make that happen. All right, jumping into our first panels here, we have this amazing sequence where heroes were in the plane, they were flying home safely, and then Phoenix just unloads. What do you think here, Justin? This opening.
This was awesome. I was wondering how you're going to kind of show this off, especially even just like the panel next to it. But I think you did a good job here. Like, yeah, this is just
go together,
awesome.
right? These two.
Totally. Yeah, I mean, because last issue we just had seen them, taking off, trying to escape with everything going on, and the cops showing up, and they think they're just like here to kind of regroup. So they're already kind of worn out from their battle previously, and then this whole thing goes on, which obviously is their their good friend. So, yeah. So to see the team just flying like that, it's pretty wild.
Yeah, and it's like the plane just disintegrates. Like there's almost like no fragments. It's just gone.
Yeah.
Yep.
And what power, right? And they say the birth of a god, right? Witness the birth of a god.
Yep.
How would you rank, Chett, just in your knowledge of X-Men, Phoenix's powers? How high up the chart would you be putting her? Like if a 10 was the ultimate being, I don't know.
At this time in the Bronze Age, she was easily a 10.5 or 11. She was taking out planets. I mean, she had to be stopped. All right, so yeah, she was pretty powerful. She was taking on people like Galactus's heralds, and basically, what did she do with the crystal, the Mcron crystal? She basically saved the universe. So you got to figure, and that was just as Phoenix. As Dark Phoenix, she's lusting blood and power and death. So she's definitely a lot more dangerous as Dark Phoenix, and I'd have to say her power at that time was the power. Nobody was beating her.
What about you? In your knowledge here, Justin, how high would you rank her as a god?
I mean, I think I guess I'd have to put her up there. I mean, at least in my knowledge of understanding like powers versus everything else. I mean, technically, can't she take on like? Well, I mean, everybody.
Galactus, everybody goes for Galactus, right?
Silver Surfer or so, like that Thor type level, right? I mean, more than that. So yeah, I mean, definitely up there for sure.
All right, well, let's see what happens after the jet explodes. We get some of these sequences that I know that Chett was excited about. Falling through the rain. Crash positions, right? Everybody in crash positions.
So good.
And I agree with you, Chett. The way they use the rain, the way they use the rain lines. And again, a throwback though to like issue 94, where they're falling to their deaths. And they've got to like figure out, or is it the beginning of 95 where they're falling to their deaths?
Beginning of 95. Yeah.
Right. And we have some of the same moves. Colossus going with the swan dive into the ground. Storm being like, I got to carry everybody. Thankfully, we don't, or I should say, unluckily, we do not have Jean to help kind of carry anybody here. Instead,
she did try.
Instead, Nightcrawler, he's got to try to figure out a way to use his abilities to cushion the landing. And of course, Storm carrying around Wolverine by the jockstrap. Very awkward.
Storm made a great move in that panel right there. She was like, do I trust her or don't I trust her? And she went with the I better be safe than splattered, so to speak, and grabbed him out of the air before she could.
Yeah, I like that. This has kind of been Colossus's move to be able to purposely use his weight and crash down into the ground before anybody else. I feel like this is like the second or third time we've seen this, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of like a superpower in itself at this point.
Absolutely. All right, so then several people have made it to the ground somewhat safely, and then they have to face their friend, but she's also just kind of completely out of control, or as they say, she's wop bop a loo mop a lop cuckoo. Yeah. As for pity, ask not for pity from Dark Phoenix, my love. There's none in her, says Phoenix. All right. A little scary. Yeah. Justin, what do you think of this transition that we've gone through now?
I mean, this is where we're really starting to see, just seeing her dialogue here. Which, by the way, I like how her dialogue is a little bit more like ghost-like, actually.
The bubbles are kind of like all scratchy.
Yeah.
And I read a thing about how they stopped using thought bubbles for her at this point. Like, you will not see thought bubbles for Phoenix. We're not going to get inside of her mind, right? Instead, we're viewing her from the outside.
That's cool. Yeah. Didn't even like realize that. This is just like reveals a lot in terms of, again, just kind of how she views other people in general, and the fact that she's completely detached herself emotionally now from everybody else, and basically verbally telling them that before attempting to basically kill them. Meanwhile, they're all just stunned still. I mean, the team is just like, what's happening?
Yeah.
I mean, Wolverine was like, I was ready for a beer. We were flying home and our jet was all comfy, and then everything blows up and now we're on the ground and I got carried around by my pants again. All right, well, let's see how this goes. So that we get into the showdown here. X-Men versus X-Men classic, and yet also completely outgunned by just one of their own. Chett, like reading this when you first read it, Chett, were you just like, dang,
this can't be happening? It's like, what happened? She was so good, and like I said, though, this goes back a bit, like in 111, where you could see her getting angry, and you see the dark side come out after she pushes Wolverine away. So you got to figure this has been building for a while, and now you're getting to see it go down, and they don't stand a chance. There's just no way they can hang with her. She's inside their heads. She's basically crippling them with jokes of golden trees and in a shower.
She just transforms Colossus back into his human form. Doesn't leave him any control over that ability that is his like mainstay.
Yeah, this whole scene and really the entire issue reminds me of, or even just the vibes that I get, reminds me of when we saw Infinity War in theater and kind of like leaving the theater after that, knowing that the entire team just got destroyed. And this particular scene reminds me of like the Reality Stone, and like the way she just like, it's almost like magic, like, poof, like you're normal human now, Colossus, poof, your tree is now made out of gold, like all these different things. It kind of, just the way, same thing with like Quill with the gun turning into like a bubble gun,
right,
things like that.
I do have to say, in regard to that golden tree, Beast made me laugh real hard in this issue in regard to that.
Oh wait, you talking about when he refers to like the, wait, was it him? I thought it was Nightcrawler when he refers to like, oh, that gold could be used for the town or something like that.
No, we'll get to it.
We'll get there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Brandon. He says this issue has to be a highlight in how Claremont changed his style from being overly verbose to more concise, really art dependent, and chose his wording more thoughtfully. There you go. I totally can agree with that, sir. And we got Jay Hood saying he hadn't realized that how connected Stranger Things was by the story. And we had mentioned in the previous episode, or maybe the one before that, how the Stranger Things referenced issue, and it must have been 134 or 133 in their very first episode, and they kind of used it as a wager between the two of them racing their bikes home at night after playing D&D. So there's definitely some Claremont love happening over at the Stranger Things writers room for sure.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right. I had to blow this Cyclops thing up. I just was totally down for that. And I also blew up the Jean Grey one. Those that don't know, that's a In Excess Devil Inside. That's the music video. If you don't remember back, yes, there's my man. If you were not alive when MTV actually played music videos, you probably would not know anything about that.
Here come the devil with a look in her eyes.
There it is. Chet's my man. There you go.
I used to love that song, dude.
That album is just fire. So yeah, we see firstly a wonderfully devilish Phoenix face, and then a psychedelic Cyclops going on there. This art is wild, right, Justin?
Oh yeah, the top, very trippy for sure.
That's pretty much what telekinesis.
I love any of these scenes here where you just see, like you described, the devilish face in Jean. Like, and we've gotten that a couple times last episode. I blew those up. Like, it's just, it's just very fitting to everything she's like currently stands for. So really well done.
And Chet, how were you excited, worried when you first read this? Were you just like, oh, I want more of this? Or were you like, oh, no, what's going on? We're ruining Jean.
I'll tell you, basically there are two parts to this that get me. One, the panel where she's coming down to earth and they're just sprawled out on the ground before her. Right. And the next panel where she says, my destiny lies in the stars. I knew something was up. She's going to space to wreak havoc. And right then and there, I was I don't know, I guess I was crossed between excited and what's she going to do? Right. And how much power is she going to flex? So
absolutely.
That was literally my thought at this point right here.
Totally. I'm with you 100%. Well, let's see what happens. No, we don't get that. Instead, we have to go back to the Hellfire Club.
Meanwhile,
I didn't even bother putting a GIF here because I just wanted to pack all of this into one slide
to get it out of the way.
Sebastian Shaw in his turtleneck and horrible coat.
It's just a lot of rain. That's all I see.
And we do have the first appearance of Senator Kelly, who was in the original X-Men movie, if you have seen that. So, and has appeared in lots of X-Men comics, of course. But here he is in his first appearance in comics. They're discussing the excitement of the previous couple of issues at the Hellfire Club and the police being unable to find the mutants. I'm going to roll on to the next part unless somebody has something huge to say about this.
I do have something to say. Notice, okay, so we know Leland survived. He's just badly hurt.
He's getting in the ambulance.
Right. And notice they have him covered up so we can't see his pants. Or leopard.
No bulge in this one.
now we can move on.
That was what he wanted.
That's what he wanted. That's what he was pausing for. All right, I'm accepting that.
I will say, with the Senator Kelly there, I think it is cool that. If I didn't watch those films, I wouldn't have like recognized. I wouldn't have like known, or the character wouldn't have meant as much as he did. I guess when my first time reading this, so. Kind of cool that was a character that they ended up using in the films, way back when.
more due to the God Loves Man Kills graphic novel, which is so phenomenal and iconic, and his role in that being so prominent. And I think that, but yeah, this is the impetus for all of that, right? This is where it all sort of comes from.
Yeah,
they have a good conversation in regards to what's going on too. But I mean, they're talking about bringing back Sentinels to get the X-Men, and then obviously that gets blown out of the water with the next scene.
Because you get these amazing panels here where it's like lightning storm and then a giant phoenix in the sky, and it is lit. It is lit.
So much so the rest of the Marvel universe notices.
I mean, just an unbelievable view. I love how they're first like, oh, maybe it's Storm, like she controls the weather, and then they're like, oh crap, that ain't Storm. They're like, that's a giant phoenix. Look out.
Yep.
I don't remember. What I looked up, it had Kelly as this is his first appearance, but I would love it if somebody could verify that for me, Ricky. That is awesome. That'd be good to know. Yeah, I'm assuming you're meaning the original X-Men 14, not the Jim Lee era stuff.
First appearance of Senator Robert Kelly.
Are you asking? Oh, it's on the slab.
It's on the slab.
It's on the slab. Yeah,
it's on the slab. There you go.
I mean, maybe. I mean, I know X-Men 14 had tied into like the Sentinels. Those storylines were within that. Or, I don't know. Maybe that's more of what he's thinking about.
I don't know. But yeah, I mean, when they gave this whole Phoenix this giant panel, I was like, yes, this is it, man. This is all going down, right?
Yep, big time. Yeah, this was great.
I was like, hey, that's the end of the. I don't have to hear about Sebastian Shaw for a little while.
Yeah. Back to the action.
Yeah.
And I was very excited to then see, wait, what? We're not going back to the action. We're going to the Thing in his shower. We're going to Spidey hanging on a wall. We're going to Doctor Strange's library. The only thing that made this page worth, actually the two things that made this page worth it were the learning first that that the power was so strong, Silver Surfer could feel it across the cosmos, and learning that that the Thing actually uses shampoo. And I don't know why. There's no reason for the bubbles on top of his head, but he does. He uses shampoo. It's right there in a big froth on top of that dome, that rocky dome. So yeah, 5 guest appearances in one page. All these panels. I'm torn between loving all the cameos and being like, "Oh, cool! The power is so strong. We're getting to see it scattered across Marvel," and being like, "Get out of here! This is not your book."
Right.
So where do you fall on this, Justin?
I personally, I think it was great for this. Just a panel, a panel each, and ultimately less than a page. But I think it's great to just kind of, like you said, demonstrate how powerful the energy was for everybody. And I mean, it makes sense. Like it should be on everybody's radar. Like people should be able to feel that, these superheroes specifically, to at least, especially like Spidey with the senses, like just having an idea that, hey, something's up. I love like Doctor Strange's quotes there too, of just like, I forget how he says it, or I can't really read it here, but
by Hogarth, I sense images of great mystic power, great passion, great evil. But what meaning do they have for Doctor Strange?
That's it. Yeah. What meaning do they have for Doctor Strange? I love that.
So he stops and he says, you know what? Let me turn around and read a book.
Plot armor is the only thing keeping Phoenix from finishing them off before she goes to space. There you go. That's important.
It would be great if the book that he was pulling out was the X-Men omnibus. That would be,
imagine
if it existed at that time.
Volume 1. I was just going to read Volume 1, but apparently the Dark Phoenix thing's already happening.
A little bit of editing.
I'm a little behind.
You could make that happen.
True. I could. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll work on
digital fixing. And then, of course, there's that amazing, like almost sideways panel of her flying off into outer space.
Yep.
I'll tell you, for the star of the show,
horizontally, that they put it vertically like that, it was kind of a crazy fun decision.
Totally.
I think now we're seeing the star of the show flex that muscle.
Right.
And I mean, you notice each panel where we see her face now, there's just lust for death everywhere. Seeing her fly through space, leaving that trail behind her, I was like, okay, Jean she's nuts right now. With power, drunk with too much power.
Absolutely.
Totally.
All right. Now we're getting into outer space. And I'm like, yes, let's do it. I see flying through space. I see those cosmic rays that Byrne can do so lovely. But then we're back to Beast. And I'm like, wait, what happened? We just got started. We were taking off. And then, no, the Avengers Quinjet is there. And it's Beast is rescuing our guys. And he comes running out. Is this the part you liked, Chett? He says, fascinating.
Yeah.
Before the Phoenix effect appeared, a full-fledged gale was raging over the city. Now it's disappeared. The ground charred, smoking, still burning in patches. The fire must have exploded up and out, igniting the trees tops while leaving this central area relatively untouched. But the X-Men, are they all right? Scotty, it's Hank. I hear you, buddy. I'm okay. See you to the others. Don't look now, Scotty, but I think this lady just cracked a joke. Storm says, my lungs clogged, difficulty to breathe. Also, feel broiled otherwise. Cyclops, I am, as ever, ready for action.
Yeah.
There you
go. Beast is the best.
I've always really liked him. I'm a little disappointed they've turned him into a pseudo villain later in his life. I always liked him more as the Gentle Giant.
He's pretty funny at times too.
That's right, Super Russ. It's Halloween season, baby. Gotta be ready for that. All right.
The one quote.
What are your thoughts here, Justin?
The one quote there that Nightcrawler said, I thought that was really like out of like character or out of context, I guess, for everything that happened. Like the whole team just gets their butt kicked, and he's like, "Hey, what did he say exactly about the city?"
Solid, mein Gott, that solid gold oak tree should solve New York's fiscal crisis for sure.
I wonder what they did with that tree.
Which I guess it's like positive thinking, right? Like, oh, like that, we can put that to good use.
We can use that, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Somebody remember where that was, yeah.
Yeah, Phoenix, think you're ruining things. You're actually helping the
the economy.
And the economy is now strong.
Yeah.
Thanks to the X-Men.
That's funny. That's hilarious. And then we get a real break here, a real gap, where we're gonna like fly the Quinjet off to New York. Meanwhile, we're gonna jump over to see what Moira and Angel and Professor X is doing, and Professor X definitely doing a bit of my bad here. She lacks the necessary awareness to control her abilities. We must return to New York. I am partly to blame for this tragedy. I must do whatever I can to resolve it, whatever the cost. Yeah, you knew her powers were not really ready, and you knew that they were on another level, but you're like, I'm going to stay in Arizona. You guys go to New York.
If I can, Moira knew that she was off the charts already. We remember 125. Her face was just like scared out of her mind, knowing that there was just so much power coming from Jean.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd think there would have been a little bit better of a warning for the team somehow.
I think she was like starting to show concern, like just even for herself to realize it. But then isn't that when like things went sideways and like
her son and everything, right.
That was that whole debacle. So it was like a lot of other things were going on to where she just didn't have. I don't think she had the opportunity to even have like a a group chat or discussion.
But you might be right.
Yeah.
JP says we all know that the tree was used to replace the jet and the cigars and liquor for Logan.
Yep.
So there you go. That's how it keeps funding the operation there. And then finally we're to the good stuff here.
Look at that picture,
dude. Right?
Look at her face,
man. All of these panels where it's like the cosmic background, the face, the energy coming off of her. Yes.
That GIF is so accurate. I just picture her.
There's no itty bitty living space. It's just phenomenal cosmic power.
Yeah, that is a badass, piece of art. Even just like, again, just going back to like the facial expression and everything else, kind of the shadows that you see of her being this villain. It's awesome.
And we also get, Star Corps 1, United Nations Sun Watch Station, where Dr. Corbeau, who you might remember from earlier issues in the Claremont run, is in his laboratory. So another Corbeau cameo here. And he and his lab assistants are just kind of like, What's happening? I'm not sure. Some kind of energy beam, very small, incredibly powerful, vectoring sunward from the Earth. Lock all sensors on it. I want a full range scan. And then while they're scanning her, she's like, "Peace, sucker," and she's like gone into the emptiness of space. She's just vanished.
And hungry.
And hungry, yes.
So the other thing too about this scene here, and also like the other scenes of seeing Silver Surfer and Doctor Strange and everybody else, and the camera like panning to everybody. I was going to say earlier that it reminds me of Austin Powers when everybody looks up in the sky and they see Dr. Evil's ship flying, and everyone takes a turn and they're like, "Hey, that looks like a
that looks like two balls."
Yeah, Woody Harrelson. Oh my god.
Exactly.
It's like that's just kind of I pictured that completely.
As it should be, because that's kind of the moment if you really want to think about it.
Yeah.
Super chat from Rod Just-A-Rican. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate it. I hope that the Lamer frame went well tonight. It sounded like a pretty funny show overall, man. I'll catch the rest of the replay. JP says, "Is it wrong that Evil Gene is hotter than regular Gene?" Nothing's wrong.
Good boy. Way to point that out.
We don't kink shame over here. You do you, brother. Whatever. As long as you're not hurting anybody, you do you. So flying through galactic space, we get to this amazing sequence.
Amazing.
Unreal, right?
Oh,
she
yeah.
flies into a star and devours it.
Yep.
Holy cow. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
You don't even need to see her picture in that frame where she's just plunging in. I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say the second panel in, seeing the kind of splashes going around.
Yes.
It is wicked, man. That this whole scene is very cool. Obviously also not good because a lot of people are about to die, but
they pretty much show you what's going on the ground level on the next panels, and you're like, life's about to end.
Yep.
So good. Journey wants to close. There you go. We'll get some stash. It's real. It's held on. It's real. It's the real deal.
I feel like I'm looking at Raleigh fingers.
I got to twirl up the ends there.
There you go.
Right.
I like Roy Kirk's comment. Watch her, boys. She'll burn you.
Yeah, Jackson. Ricky says it sucks that I cannot share the link to the comic that I had. Oh, he got one signed. Sorry, I will have to check it out, Ricky. I will. I swear. By comparison, Galactus just eats planets. Yeah, he's got a smaller appetite, right? He's not eating an entire star. So, what are you gonna do? Then I love that we get like the aliens who are like, "Hey, that's our son. What's happening?" And they're basically being wiped out. Yep. And then
that kind of reminded me a little bit of Guardians of the Galaxy, the second film. Yeah, where we see. Or I'm sorry. Not that. Well, that too, I guess. But Star Trek. I was thinking of when I think it's the second or third, maybe the third, the opening scene where they have that whole other planet of people who their technology is not very far along yet and things like that. I just kind of pictured that scene. They don't die in that, but this, these people here, they're about to die.
Yeah, they're biting a big bullet.
Yeah, you can see their planet being hit by like a wave of radiation. That's the right-hand side there. Mm-hmm. As you see that energy from the Phoenix destroying their star, just flying across their solar system and then just shredding their planet.
Yeah, even the lighting in that. I mean, we talk about like last episode, the lighting of Logan when he lights the match and things like that. Just seeing it here, the planets on the right. I think it's really, really cool how that's kind of laid out.
So much detail work in these panels. It's unbelievable.
I love the wording in the second panel. Those few awake on the night side are treated to a spectacular once in a lifetime aurora borealis before death claims them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
this was sad.
That's descriptive as hell.
Yeah. And it says that half of the world dies in its sleep. They're the lucky ones.
Yeah. Even the next panel, the words about her.
Yes.
I mean,
I can read it. I'll read.
Yeah, absolutely.
And in the center of the supernova she created, Dark Phoenix thrills to the absolute power that is hers. She is in ecstasy, yet she knows that this is only the beginning. that what she feels now is nothing compared to what she experienced within the great M'Kron crystal. She craves that ultimate sensation.
Yeah, I like that they brought that crystal back as just a reference.
Yeah.
And she will pay any price to achieve it once more.
Yeah. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, Jason's like, rest in peace. I mean,
yeah, pretty much.
They went quick.
It's a heavy scene.
Yeah.
That's why I had to pick Princess Leia.
It's horrible the way.
It's just like Alderaan.
In the movie, the Dark Phoenix movie, if I can. I know it's not something we like to talk about in reference to this because it's two different things.
Atrocious, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I just felt the bile.
As you should. But there's a visceral reaction you should have to that.
They missed out on such an opportunity to make that Dark Phoenix movie the best movie like ever in life. I mean, they really did. I don't understand. Jessica Chastain was supposed to be one of the inhabitants of this planet that dies. Okay, and that's who came to repossess the Phoenix power. It's cheesy. They cost us the Shi'ar. You know, they cost us.
Yep.
They cost us so much. And you know, for that alone, I wish I had a glass to raise and say, "Cheers, Disney, bring us our X-Men."
Yeah, right. Please fix this.
What did Fox do? They dug us a hole.
Yeah.
And please, John, carry on.
Yeah. I don't want to think about this anymore.
Need a cigarette after that.
Me too.
So somebody asked about what is the Shi'ar doing, and they're hanging out in space, and they see all this, and they're like, "Wow, she's really powerful. She just destroyed that thing. Let's shoot at her." This is a baffling logistical decision that I can't get behind. It felt very Spaceballsy, right?
This part.
You idiots! I said across her nose, not up it. Like it's basically that moment, and they're blasting, and of course they don't hit her. But let's piss her off because she does just destroy a star. I was like, wow.
Yep.
She does all the work in this. She scans mines. She wrecks the ship.
Yep.
She's making sure she's ready to snuff these people out.
Absolutely.
Yep.
That's some great comments. Ricky says, first it was Galactus that eats planets. Second it was Phoenix. And third it was Ultron. There you go. Lasso says, not only is she devouring these planets, she just doesn't care.
True.
Yep.
Roy Kirk says, Galactus devours planets, one or two from a solar system. Meh. Phoenix devours a star. Every planet in the solar system dies. Galactus devours planets. This is true. And I'm not going to... Everybody's getting into that other stuff. I don't really care about the movie. Let's see here. Any thoughts about the Shi'ar appearance here, Justin?
I mean, I like that they showed up here. I think it was just a little like out of character for them to just recklessly take on this unknown, essentially, without confirming with the Empress herself, or at least, I mean, they eventually talk with her, but it's too late.
Let's see here. Now we get her basically shredding the ship, and it looks like she does have some thought bubbles here. Maybe the article I read was not accurate so well.
Well, it's accurate on Earth,
I suppose, yeah. Or maybe she's in space and can't say it out loud, right? She
possibly, yeah.
But she destroys their ship and starts messing with them, and then they're instantly, and their only option is to call Mom. So they ring up Lalandra. Hey, Mom, we attacked a god. Oops. And then we're like, we're gonna die now. And she's like, oh my gosh, why did they do that? No, she says, like, the Phoenix is the problem, not my men who decided to shoot on Phoenix with no good cause. But like, whatever. This whole sequence just cracks me up, and is mainly maybe the piece that's this, and the whole Angel sequence is what's holding this back. Oh, and Shaw holding it from a 9.8 for me.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought for why I kept it at 9.4. But it was just little scenes like this. But I will say I do like, again, kind of going back to like the light tricks and everything that they do during the explosion there in the center, seeing the panel go completely white as they basically fade from the destruction of what she's doing to the whole ship and everything. I thought that was really cool.
And she sends out a telepathic message to Lilandra in that whited out panel.
She says, farewell, Lilandra.
Yep. And I guess this guy calls out to who might be God for the Shi'ar Empire. Who's Juber?
I never got an understanding of who Juber was.
Oh, yeah, no.
Uber of space.
He's hoping for a ride out of here.
It's like, get me out of here. That bird is going to kill us all.
By the way, the looking at the outer space, like the middle top panel, look at how detailed like the stars are. Like he must have had to like
crazy
add little dots, throughout all of the where the black skies are basically.
Yeah.
But then
it's beautiful.
Totally, and then the burning, and the I guess the sun or the explosion, whatever that is, on top.
Yeah, the light, the ship, the stars. It's all the amount of detail stuff that Byrne is doing here. It's just aces.
Yeah.
Wait till you get to 137.
True.
Oh, I'm sorry. Shh. Spoiler alert.
Don't ruin it for Brandon.
Spoiler alert.
Brandon's reading it with us.
Oh.
All right. So then we go back to the mansion, and look at Logan. He's getting a beer out of the fridge. That's where Logan's mind is. He's like, don't get your hopes up. I'm gonna drink a beer.
I like his words. He said, "I may be stubborn, but I ain't stupid. I'm a realist. And realistically, Jeannie trashed us without even breaking a sweat.
So I'm gonna get drunk." You got everybody else having a little tea, but that's Logan's solution to all of this. And then, they're just twiddling their thumbs, waiting for round 2 in the next issue, because that's how we finish the sucker off.
At least Beast is optimistic. Teamwork will help.
Ricky says Juber is what they call their god, like we say God or oh God in some disaster movie.
I figured that.
You'd drink too if Storm gave you a jockstrap wedgie.
He still have the look on his face like he's like, damn, that I can feel the burn still.
So I don't know, Roy Kirk, if that was the captain's name. I don't know. I can't believe how much they destroyed this whole Phoenix concept in modern books. I mean, the Phoenix power has come back again and again and been transitioned to so many characters at this point. But it was never
Iron
quite
Fist with the
like
Phoenix.
This, right? They're already outspending that tree money because it won't last. I mean,
that tree money.
I get it. Get that tree money. So last thoughts here, Justin, on this issue?
Like even just seeing the team here moping around like and sad. Oh, except for Wolverine, who's comforting himself with a beer. Everybody else just looks devastated, and this is another reason that I mentioned earlier that it just reminded me of like the Infinity Wars type of vibe. Now, of course, they're in a kitchen, so I guess it's a little different. But either way, they still feel very defeated, as if they lost half their team or whatever.
Right.
But I was actually, as I was like reading through this, I was kind of surprised that it ended like this. But it makes sense knowing that what's to come.
Mm-hmm.
This was really just a way to show her true powers and how far down that can go in terms of the dark side of it.
Yeah. Totally. Chett, final thoughts?
Good final thoughts. I mean, this last page, says a lot. We see Cyclops moping around like, how could this happen to my girlfriend, blah, blah, blah. But I guess the psychic report he shares with her alerts him. So you see his head pop up and he's like, damn it, this woman's coming back to Earth. What the hell are we going to do? Wolverine, let me get some of that beer. But,
yeah, right.
I think this is, like Justin said, this is a great way to end this book. It's a cliffhanger because she's coming back. You don't know what to expect. But where we get to see all the power that Justin was just discussing in terms of what we see in here, I guess the next issue was all about the emotion and bringing her back. And we get that. So it's coming to a close, and it's, we're getting to see the powerful side, then we get to see the emotional side, then we get to see the final chapter. Exactly. So I like the way this is shaping out, especially from this issue on.
Absolutely. All right, we like to finish each one of these slideshows with a little breakdown of some of the facts for this particular issue. As Chett mentioned, it is an homage to X-Men issue 50. This is part 7 of the Dark
56.
56. Sorry.
Yes. Which you got right earlier, John.
I did. I know.
It's in your information. It's right.
Right. Part 7 of the Dark Phoenix saga, and first appearance of Senator Kelly, and second appearance of Jean as the Dark Phoenix. Consensus info here on the 9/8. The 90-day average is 604, and we've talked a little bit about Go Collect's 90-day average versus their, year-long or longer, because a year average is a $425 book, because you can see that book is clearly on the rise in a 9/8. There are 372 9/8s on the census, 599 6s with a $233 average value, and about 431 9/4s at 175. So there you go.
That's not too bad.
It's not too bad.
No, and that 9/4 price, if you can get $175, that's a pretty decent price.
Yeah. And you can press it. Don't forget to press.
Look for those older slabs too, right?
Yeah.
You could just have never had it.
Or you could just buy Chett's 9/8.
Yeah, you know what? It is for sale now that you mention it. Hit me up. We can negotiate. Lenient that way. And
let's make it happen.
If you want it, it's here because I need the signed copy. And I need the signed copy.
Of course.
Let's see here. She destroyed a star, but didn't destroy Cyclops. Missed opportunity.
Can we block him?
Yeah, I just bounced him out of here. Don't worry.
JP's on fire.
He is on fire. So
I wish Cyclops was on fire.
All right, gentlemen. I think that was a success all around. So cheers to all of you. Thank you for those of you in the chat for coming by.
Yeah,
we're gonna do our ending now.
Can I show off one more thing for our users? Or
yeah, please do. We end with trivia, so stick around as we do each week. Trivia is next.
This is a 3D printed.
Oh yes.
Whoa!
I saw the picture. This is awesome.
What?
Yeah, you can see that, I guess.
Dude, that's amazing.
And you'll never believe where it came from. Russia.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Is it an Etsy item? Because that seems like an Etsy.
No, it's
deal.
a 3D printed resin statue.
Wow.
So and it's actually in parts, like from the elbow to the forearm, it clicks in.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and I guess the legs were the same. But I paid like $60 for the actual resin statue, and I'm sorry, 130 or 140. And then they charged another 150 to paint it. So I said, you know what? I'll let them paint it. And they did a pretty decent job.
Is there a base to it? Or it's just
yeah, there's a base. The base is not too I guess I might have to find a way to get the base to be a little bit more, I don't know, like supportive, because
it's more weightier, maybe?
Yeah, because it fits on fine. The problem is it doesn't seem to stick and it tilts over.
Like it doesn't lock into anything.
Yeah. So I'm thinking there are a couple of holes in here. I might have to add something and just slide it through if I can get through the back of it. So other than that, it's not a bad little thing here. It looks like
it's cool.
A Bifrost spot.
Kind of,
It does, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Don't let me hold you up. That trivia is waiting.
No, I appreciate you sharing it, man. That's a
very
beautiful
cool
statue.
Thank you, guys.
Yep.
So as I said, we finish each episode by asking some trivia questions based on last week's show and issue. So 134. And like I mentioned, like I failed to mention, I should say, the link to these gentlemen's channels and Instagrams is down below. So you should be following them as well, because next week we're back on Justin's channel. So if you watched last week's one when we were on Justin's channel, these questions might be set for you. We give a lot of raffle tickets for correct answers. First correct, second correct, and for funniest answer, they all get raffle tickets, so that when we finish this omnibus, your name is in the drawing to win some awesome prizes, including a piece of original art that Justin is having commissioned, as well as any number of issues of comics, slabs, gift boxes. I mean, you name it, it's going to be dropping. So make sure
I will be giving a signed slab away this year.
A signed slab?
Yes, I will.
I better make sure I get one of these answers correct then.
Nice.
Nah.
All right, so here we go. I'm gonna fire off the first question
Go for
about last week. Last week was the showdown in the Hellfire Club, and my question is, the X-Men had a lot of trouble with Sebastian Shaw. What is it that Cyclops did to take him out? It took Cyclops coming up with a new strategy to battle Shaw. What did he do?
Interested to see the comedy.
Happy dance. We love to do the happy dance.
Yes, exactly. He did a dance. He did some moonwalking. That's how we do it. Right.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Justin.
Speaking of the happy dance, just to bring back Ted Lasso for a second. Ted Lasso can dance, man. Yeah, he can dance.
That whole cast can dance and sing, and you'll see repeated examples of that.
Oh, I'd like to say, Brandon and I, Comics Kings and I hung out on Saturday afternoon a little bit with Jim Shooter. Or it might have been Friday evening. Yeah, we were talking to him.
It's pretty casual the way you said that. I'm just gonna say he's very. We hung out with Jim Shooter.
We actually hung out with Bob McLeod pretty long too.
That's cool.
And at the convention, I think Justin knows. I told him.
I saw
Bob McLeod has my sketchbook right now, and the first picture in the sketchbook is Bob McLeod. It's Colossus. The next page is Rubenstein. I didn't want to walk all over the place, so I saw McLeod again. So I had him do 2 more for me, and he's got the sketchbook. He's going to mail it back to Brandon to give to me.
Awesome.
Yep.
Sunfire and Magneto, by the way, is what I'm having done.
Ooh, Magneto. Sunfire, really bad call.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I mean that whiny, angry guy.
Justin already kind of chastised me in his own way. He was like, "Oh, I'm excited, Sunfire, yay!"
Oh man, so good. I'm gonna continue. I'm continuing my black and white like X-Men ladies set. Little by little, I'm gonna get through to some other great ladies in the X universe.
Heck yeah.
So I got the first 2 answers. Obviously, Lasso and JP each got a point. So now we got 4 comedy answers. Also, Lasso and JP in there. So I kind of feel like I'm leaning towards something from Journey. He's got 2 answers there, both of them very entertaining.
They are.
What are they? I'd love to hear them.
So we have. Oh yeah, because you can't see. He hit him with a fart from hell. Is one of those. J Hood says he made him do the do. Lasso says slow dance to endless love.
Oh my goodness.
JP said pointed out Leland's pants and Shaw just started throwing up.
I like that one the best.
And then lastly had Logan show him his Hustler magazines.
Oh,
all right, so Chet says JP, so JP gets a second point on that one, and we'll throw it over to Justin.
Nice. All right, my first question is, what was Storm's go-to move when she was battling Shaw in last issue? It's technically her second time going at it with Shaw, but this particular issue, this was like their second battle. So what was her go-to move? And I'll accept a few different answers in terms of, how you phrase it, because there are a couple ways to kind of explain what she did. So feel free to answer however you think makes sense, and the comedy, of course. So what is her go-to move when she's battling Shaw in the second issue?
Very excited to hear this. Wow. I just read some of the answers in the chat. Very entertaining.
Oh God.
Well, there you go. There's some. Everybody's going straight comedy. Nobody's given an actual answer so far. So I got. She did the Macarena.
Oh.
JP saying,
there you go,
flashed him and he passed out with joy. So there's that one. TJ is in the chat. He says, doing the dance of the 7 veils. That's the move. Go-to move, putting on the Black Queen outfit and working it like a weather witch. There you go.
Man, no one knows the actual
No one
answer.
knows the actual answer. Everybody's fighting for that comedy point.
Can I please?
He's like, can I please answer?
For all the typos
You're like the
I've
kid
had
in
the
class who
past
knows
year.
the answer to everything. Ooh, ooh,
Pick
and
me,
the
pick
teacher's
me,
like, anyone else?
me.
Anyone else know the answer?
Come on, guys, you know
Yeah.
this.
I highlighted it too. I thought I did a good job bringing it up before.
We've only got 8 people in the chat. It's calmed down a lot, so not as many guessers. I do feel like I've got a decent answer in the chat right now.
What would that be?
I don't know. They'll see if Justin likes it. He's not loving it.
Nah.
The look on his face is like,
Yeah,
we're not there yet. We're not there yet.
There's like a key word or two that I think really describes what happens. Well, I mean, we can just go with the comedy answer.
Well, I see one correct answer now that I would say you have
first,
to say
wouldn't it?
Oh yes,
right?
yes. You're correct. Yeah, there is one correct answer at the moment. I
All
swear,
right.
if anyone else adds win job afterwards, that's not the
correct answer.
Not the correct one.
All right. Yeah, exactly.
Journey.
So I'm giving Jason from Claiming Comics a point.
Yep.
That's his second. And
good job,
I
Jason.
guess this one she used cold.
He spelled used wrong.
Used cold
There it is.
temperatures.
Cold temperatures.
Look, he did it again right after though.
That's fair. Yeah.
Is that fair?
Chat.
Is that enough? All right.
Yeah, I would have
Justin,
accepted anything.
I'm the only one who gets penalized for stuff like that. I apologize.
Yeah, of course.
That's right.
I'm this big X-Men guru, so I get points taken off for typos.
Yeah.
It's
so
a handicap.
for the comedy, I think I'm going to go with Comic Journey here. I like the Macarena answer. I thought that was good.
And the electric slide. He's
Oh, yeah.
electric slide as well.
There you go. Yeah, give it a Comic Journey.
All right. I don't think I've got. I do have Journey on here. That's your third entry, Mr. Journey. So congrats on that.
Nice.
Okay. My question has to do with a specific item. What is the device that Mastermind has been using to infiltrate Phoenix's mind that she destroyed in last issue?
This could go real bad.
Yeah. He had a special device he was using to control Phoenix's mind, to allow himself access. She destroyed it and then destroyed him immediately upon that. So there you go. Jason said he had to go and grab his issue to read it to figure out what Storm did. So there you go. We just got somebody to read a comic book.
Nice.
There you go.
That's a win in my book. My buddy Jason Comics Explained coming in with Mastermind used TikTok. It is the weapon of the devious. That is true. JP, I don't know that I can highlight yours on my show.
Now I'm curious.
If you can think of a woman's device, you can probably think of the item he has in mind.
I told you this could go wrong.
Chett's face.
Yep. Oh, we've got mention of Leland again and his pants. Nobody knows the name of the item right now. I know Jason from Claiming Comics is literally looking it up right now, finding the page where the item is named, because I had to look it up myself.
I had to look it up in front of you.
It is alliterative for those that like alliteration. I love alliteration. So meaning it's two words, both beginning with the same letter. So there you go. He used his wad of cash. There you go. I mean, hey, whatever works, man. So I think I've picked my comedy answer already, but man, can we get an actual answer? Ooh, and what did I say? He was looking it up, but can somebody else copy and paste it?
Mm-hmm.
Do it fast, people. Get those points.
Just a quick copy and paste.
I called it. I knew he would be ready. He had the book out already. So what are you going to do? I'm comedy point. I'm giving it to my guy, Misexplained, for joining us and throwing out TikTok, especially with me these days. So Misexplained, thank you, my man. And nice. You just got a raffle ticket. So congrats to you. And did anybody copy and paste? I got to scroll back to the bottom. There it is. So Jason and JP.
Good boys.
Yep.
Actually, I'm going to double check that answer.
Uh-oh.
Do we have a spelling? We might have a spelling debate here.
Oh.
It is Mind Tap.
Okay.
Not Mind Trap. So I'm going to go with Jason and then the other Jason, JP.
Nice.
So make sure they each get their point for that.
Jasons are
actually all three of the people that just won were at Jason's. Holy cow. Claiming Comics, JP, and Misexplained are all Jasons. So there you go.
Wow.
We're working together.
Here.
Was it historic moments in Omni?
Yeah. Yeah, this will be part of our recap for recap season 2.
Halloween special. Only Jason's win.
Hey, how funny is that? The name of the murderer on Friday the 13th.
Oh, that's kind of scary. Good point.
Last question is yours, Justin. Let's what do you got to close it out here?
Yeah, so my last question is, what does Colossus break of his enemy in his battle against Pierce?
This could go so many ways as well.
Him and Pierce are going at it, Colossus and Pierce, and he breaks something of Pierce's. What does he break? Yeah, this is a risky question.
Art Chemist is in the chat.
Hey.
Thank you for coming by. We're on our last trivia question. And dang, boom, Lasso, boom, budget collecting.
Nice.
Back to back. We got some people really closing out this stuff here. A bunch of people got 5 or more raffle tickets already.
I think
JP answer.
I think JP's just sitting there waiting to see what answer seems the most reasonable, and then just quick with the copy paste, which is a way which works. Totally works.
It is a winning strategy.
It is a winning strategy for sure.
He says he breaks Leland's bulge. Hey, you started the Leland's bulge thing, so you got nobody to blame but yourself. We went deep on that discussion.
But the guy was prostituting himself inside the Hellfire.
I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong.
All he needed was some dude to walk up to him and slap him and say, "Get back on that corner."
His pride. He breaks his pride. And you know what?
It's a nice.
You're not wrong.
No, he's not.
Nope.
Very appropriate. Answer.
Colossus pulled down his pants and crushed Leland's ego and confidence.
I
think we're just gonna take that answer.
Yeah.
And Jason's gonna get his second raffle ticket for tonight.
Yeah, let's go with him. Nice,
oh my goodness,
Jason.
So we are back.
Do we have to check? Let me stop.
Yeah. We are back next week on Justin's channel for issue 136. We're going to have our guy, J Hood Creative himself. There he is in our chat. He's going to be live on the show talking about the issue. So make sure you have subscribed and you're over there on the KnowGood Comics channel. But be ready in the chat because you watch this episode, you know the trivia. This guy's going to be in the chat and he doesn't play. If he can spell it, he's going to win it. So you better be there. Better watch it.
Justin, B, C, D.
Justin, you just got back from a Comic-Con. You got a ton of content you've been dropping over on Instagram. What's coming up on your channel? I
have Paul Morris, PJ Morris on this Saturday for Comic Collector Origins. So that'll be 2:00 this Saturday. Good time there. Been a long time coming to hang out with Paul. I met him in Terrificon, so it's cool to hang out with him there. But if you guys are free Saturday 2:00, that's the main thing. I do my top 10 every Thursday, so check that out as well.
Nice.
That's about it.
Awesome. And if you're not following Chett on Instagram, you're missing out on some epic books. He's been posting a ton of stuff. You got something special you wanted to let people know you got showing up here soon? Anything?
Oh wow. I guess I've got a few things coming in real soon. Like I said, I want to get rid of that 9.8 to replace it with garbage, the one. I need the yellow label, so I'm working on that. Working on finishing that actual run, all signed by Stan and Chris. I'm almost there. literally 4 books ago. I did hang out with Justin over the weekend at Baltimore Comic Con. That was fun.
Sorry about that. That's gonna be rough.
By the way, Chett, he actually lived a little when we were all out, and he actually ordered some normal food, and he actually ate it and enjoyed it.
Where's the pictures and video of that moment?
Yeah, true.
They don't exist, and if they don't exist, I'll never be seen on this channel again. Because then that means I'd have
My daughters are not going to call you the salad guy anymore.
You know what? I kind of did something healthy with something bad, and Justin was all over. It's like,
I'm like, just eat it, Chett. Just eat it. Even when he got it, even when they served it to him, he was like still questioning. Like,
yeah, I really was. But I ate it. I had French fries, and I was dipping them in barbecue sauce and blue cheese dressing. And
yeah, he was living. He was living. Yeah.
Wow.
Proud of you, Chett.
Thank you.
It was a big moment.
I hate you.
I'm just glad I was there for it. I'm glad I was able to twist your arm.
Farouk, and this season is Leland's bulge. So there we go. We're evolving as we go along. As for me, I dropped a video. I edited a video. I hadn't done an edit video in a really long time. Dropped one this weekend. Charlie and I went through our 10 favorite DC covers from our collection. So if you haven't checked that out, it was pretty fun. I thought we showed some fun comics and had a few laughs. So definitely take a look at that.
Definitely.
The next thing on my channel is Saturday morning comics with my girls this coming weekend, but it'll probably be a little late because Charlie's got a super early soccer game. And then some Monday night shenanigans. Comic Gories is back with a Halloween spectacular, a spooktacular, if you will. And I'll be in this costume again. I'm going to get comfortable here. JP is going to have a costume to show off as well. And we are going to have 8 community members playing for bragging rights of Halloween comic book covers. So it should be a whole lot of fun. Huge thank you to some Peaky Blinders for coming by. Tommy, much appreciated.
Tommy Shelby.
I said Tommy that time. I said it.
Yeah, don't yell at me. Don't yell at me.
Huge thank you to Spider Chett for coming by. And thanks everybody for hanging and watching the show. We'll see you guys again next time. Oh, hi, Leah. Sorry. Good to see you in the chat. And I'll see you on next Monday night, Hi, Leah. I hope you have a good time. Bye.